Welcome everybody. Today's episode we're talking about locations. We like many other Californians trying to sell their product. We started guerrilla style on the side of the road, across the street from a gas station in the east ends of town, where we were product testing, market research, seeing who wanted our product and who didn't. And in the regards, we spent 2 years there. We understood, we only did Saturdays and Sundays, but we understood who wants our product and all the nooks and crannies of everything about it. We understand the kitchen layout now. And at first we didn't understand anything, but after about a good couple of years, we figured out the flow and the layout and everything, which is very needed because if you don't have that, if you don't understand your layout, and you just think, oh, I just have to walk into a kitchen, it's gonna go disastrous. And I've worked in restaurants since I was 12. I'm 43 now. I understand that if you don't have a flow in a kitchen, people are tripping over each other. People are putting food. They're gonna hit each other. It's gonna fall on the floor. You're gonna waste product. You're gonna go through so much money. You're gonna be slow. People aren't gonna want to come back. There has to be a efficiency to it. There has to be a flow to it, and that's the importance of a good location. Because we have had this debate. Do we go into a pre-existing kitchen or do we start from fresh? Because if we start from fresh, we got to build. If we start in a pre-existing kitchen, well, then we have to just make do with what's there and hope for the best. And that brings me to today's topic is we have 3 locations we are currently looking at. Well, there's a fourth one, but it's so crazy expensive and we're not ready for that stage yet. That's probably the next stage. We're going to hit those plateaus. I'll bring it up anyways. The first location is going to be it's beside a busy gas station on the side of a highway off an off ramp. It has a drive through. Now what we sell is we sell what are called churros. We sell churros and coffee, hot chocolate, chaparrado, which is a Mexican style hot chocolate mix. It's like a kind of like a doughy hot chocolate mix. It's really good made with milk. Now, our coffees are going to be more focused on Latino styles like cafe con leches and chocolate coffees and cinnamon teas, that sort of flavorings. So we're not going to be competing with Starbucks or anything. We're going to be our own market. We have no competition because if you compete with somebody, then you're going to be judged against them. But if you're your own market, then you're your own. You have no one to judge against, and then you're gonna win. That's how business works. But I'll talk about that another day. So we're looking at like one. It's beside a busy gas station. Our prime demographics go there. Has a drive-through, but it's $7,500 a month. And the kitchen, it's laid out in a way where we want to show our work. We want an open kitchen so people can see us. Because part of our art form is the openness, is the watchiness. And we realized that we're on the side of the road. So many people would come over and watch the churros being pulled out of the machine because we do them hand pressed, deep fried. We don't do the ovens. They love watching making the dough. It's just something about the kids get all excited about it. And so we want an open kitchen. So we're paying $7,500 for this kitchen that it's not quite what we want and it's really expensive, but it has a clientele. Kitchen number 2, it's in the gas station as well. They only want 2,000, which is really good. It's 500 square feet. It's perfect. Everything's perfect. It has all the hoods, it has everything. It's an open kitchen. People can watch us. It's right exactly what we want. In fact, we would take it today, except they want us to change our product. They want us to add food to our menu. They want breakfast burritos and all the stuff, hamburgers and hot dogs. And we're like, well, that isn't who we are. We were talking about adding food to our menu down the road, but for as a startup, it doesn't make sense because churros are a lot of work. They really are. It's like you got to make the dough, you got to press the dough, you got to watch the deep fry that's full all the time. You got to time it out. You got to watch it, look for burning and temperature and all that stuff. So it's a full-time thing, as well as decorating because we decorate on the spot. So whatever flavor you want is how we decorate it. And then you throw in other food. I gotta hire another person just to watch the food station, the other one, because you can't really do 2 at once if you're busy. Now I also have to buy equipment, so we're looking at $35,000 just for food, just to make an owner happy. Which, as a startup, that's a lot of money for something you're not comfortable doing in the first place. It's compromising your brand. So that's location number 2. And if we don't get anything else and they say yes, we might take it and just roll our dice. Location number 3 is a 5-minute walk from our house. Our prime demographic lives in the town, like in the housing around the area, the plaza. So it's really good. We have high schoolers walking by it. We're really loving the location. It's right next door to a torta shop, so they go in there for lunch and come over to us for dessert. Hang out there. We're gonna do a cafe style. The only problem with this place is we're looking at construction. We have to build the place out. It was never a restaurant, so we have to put in grease interceptors, hoods, sinks, and we're looking at about $50,000-$60,000 in just bare minimum, not even getting everything we want in there, which is a lot of money. I mean, that's not a lot of money for most restaurants, to be honest. Most restaurants are like $100,000, $200,000, up to $1 million based off what you're doing. But as a startup, we're trying to cut costs as low as possible, and I'm currently loving this one location the most, but construction, it can get crazy. It can get as high, like every time you say I want this and you start doing the work, they go, oh no, we need to switch it. Like I've heard stories of people saying that hood's no good after they've been approved, and hoods can go between $2,000 to $7,000 to $8,000 per hood, and the more space you want. So you got to really know what you want down the road, and it's kind of like it can be a nightmare and it cannot. And then you're looking at grease interceptors. You got to make sure you have the right size one, and since we're heavily on grease, we need to have more. We kind of want more volume in our grease interceptor because that's the majority of what we do. And then, so we were thinking that would be the perfect location for us. Now I'm just stressing out about how to cut the costs, get the money going, and making sure that this place flows, because we've been in a location before. We were there for 3 months and it didn't really work for us because it was too hot. There was no air conditioning and stuff. The building wasn't kept under good conditions, so our product was failing, and we just weren't happy about it. We decided to pull out there because it just didn't work for us, and then we were losing clients. We have clients drive all the way from 2 hours away just to come see us, and they loved our product, but they said as soon as you move, we'll come back to you. And so we're looking for a new location, and we're going to try and make something new work. So that's all I really wanted to talk about today, is just making sure that the location you pick actually fits all the needs, not just is it my prime demographic, is it my size, because we don't need anything bigger than 1,500 square feet, to be honest. Anything more than that, we're wasting space. But and then it doesn't fit money. Like, how much money are you actually starting up with? You got to go 3 months, 6 months before people know you. So you can go 2 months, and every employee, if you pay the minimum wage, you're looking at $3,500 a month. That's per month. So I mean, that doesn't seem like a lot. You go 2 months, 3 months without anybody noticing you. That's about $7,000 to $10,000 of just sitting there money, and then you have your rent. So you're looking at $20,000, $30,000 in just, you're not making that back anytime soon. So it depends on a bunch of variations. If you have a lot of money to waste, then you can look at your prime locations. Like, this is the one I really, really want. But if you don't have a lot of money to just throw away, then you have to look at other factors like, okay, my prime demographics here, and the other one is, how much work am I willing to do? I'm willing to do more work because I've been studying marketing and stuff for forever. That was my thing in school. But you gotta also realize, is do you have the time to do the work? Because once you start working in the restaurant and you open up, do you have time to actually go out on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and stuff and market it while you're trying to run a good restaurant and while you're stressing out? Because if you have no one coming in, you're freaking out. It takes over your mind. So these are the things that you need to really consider when you're choosing a location, because it doesn't seem like much, but the slow days really bite at you. They really make you redoubt yourself, and once doubt starts setting in, you want to pull out. And if you pull out, you ruined any good work that you've done going in. And so that's all I really want to talk about. We'll talk about other things as we get going. Thank you.